I lived in Hobart, Tasmania for nearly 5 full years. It was the place that I finished school, the place that I started university. It was even the first place that I started making films. Now, in all the time that I lived here, there was one thing I always wanted to do, but I never did, and that was to climb the mountain, Kunanyi, or Mount Wellington. And tomorrow, I'm gonna do just that. Kunanyi, or Mount Wellington, stands at 1,271 metres, so it's not a huge mountain by worldly standards. But if you've ever been to Hobart or lived there, you'll know its significance. The mountain frames the city and can be seen from all around the town, so it's no wonder that many drive up there to soak up the view. Now, to hike it is nothing special because dozens of people do it every day, but it's always been something I wanted to do. So for me, today is special. Do you know many people that climb Mount Wellington?
No, I only know the people who just go there and stay there just for 5 minutes and come back taking pictures.
Thanks for being
Wish you good luck.
Thank you so much. It was cool. The Uber driver said, you know, once I do this, he wants me to text him so that maybe he can do it one day. So that'd be really cool. I don't think I could have chosen a better day for this. It's beautiful sunshine. The thing about it is, it's like, as soon as you get into a rainforest, it's colder even still. Whew, I'm a bit out of breath already. Oh gosh. Which way are we going? Like, do we go that way or that way? I could get very lost doing this. I'm barely 15 minutes in and already I have to take the first layer off and I'm steaming, like literally steaming. I wish I had my proper camera here. There's a huge black cockatoo. You have to look for cars as you join the Pinnacle Road.
Zigzag's the best part of the mountain.
Cool.
Great views, but it's a little bit icy, so watch this.
Yep, watch my
zigzag. Watch.
One thing I've learned about myself is that I'm not really good at taking directions. Like, I'm really good at maps and really good at finding my way of places. When somebody tells me go left, go right, go this, it goes in one ear and out the other. I don't think that's a good thing. So the cool thing is I have made a mistake and ended up on the Pinnacle Road rather than the Pinnacle Track. But Google Maps actually has mapped the whole area quite well. So if you do get lost, you can just find your position on there. Yeah, I think Google Maps is actually a good thing. So I've only just started the Pinnacle Track and already it's opened out to beautiful views of Hobart. This is why we hike, you know?
Because you can obviously see the mountain from the top.
Like looking down here, you get a better view from here than you do, I think, from up the top, from what I remember, because you can see Hobart a little bit better. And, you know, in the 5 years that I lived in Hobart, I can see all the houses there that I lived in. There's Battery Point, there's South Hobart, there's Sandy Bay. Yeah, just feels like, I don't know, I'm reflecting a lot on the last 10 years since I first moved to Hobart. And out of absolutely nowhere you get these stunning views. Down there it was too hot for 3 layers, and then up here it's too cold for just these 2 layers. When the mud puddles that you walk on are frozen over, that's when you're going to start putting the jumper back on. So it's a good thing that I'm alone today, because anyone who's with me would just have to put up with me going, oh, look at that, look at this. And now finally, onto the zigzag track to the pinnacle. So it's getting a bit snowy up here and the views are getting beautiful, and you know they are because I've got a couple of Americans behind me that they keep shouting every time they get to a new viewpoint going, oh, how does it get even better? It just does. This might be a bit that could start to challenge a few people just because it gets a little bit icy. So it's quite slippery if your boots don't have that much traction, kind of like mine don't have that much right now. But yeah, get boots with traction, especially if it's going to be icy like this. In summer I don't see the same problem though. And of course this is where it starts getting a little bit steeper as well. When the clouds start rolling over, I know we're getting close to the summit. The weird thing is, like, I knew the view from the top from driving there, but climbing this, it's one of the best climbing views I've ever seen. Especially with the snow. Pretty much there. It's pretty much there. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Oh. It's pretty special actually. The weird thing for me right now is that I've been here before. I'm starting to see other tourists here as well now. You know, people who've just driven up. And I've been one of those people maybe nearly 10 times. The feeling's very different. It's very different. The weird thing is I've just arrived at the top and it feels like the cars have just been allowed access, so there's just a flood of cars and a bus, and it's just weird. It's weird to not see anyone and now see so many people that I almost feel claustrophobic, you know? You know, sometimes I think it's good to reflect, and 10 years ago I moved to Hobart, 10 years ago. Feels like a long time ago. And I remember when I first got here, I looked at the mountain, I thought that's something that I want to climb one day. And I just didn't think that, you know, it was going to become a reality. I just thought that's the thing I'd like to do. And I've done a lot in these last 10 years. I've taken a lot of sideways steps, a lot of forward steps, but I'm about to embark in 3 weeks' time on a 5-day hike up a mountain that's 5 times higher than this one that I climbed today. This is my life now, you know? I'm doing the things that I thought I wanted to do 10 years ago. And it's just really cool to reflect on that, because if I didn't, I guess I wouldn't be grateful. So yeah, right now I'm grateful. I'm grateful I've actually taken the steps that I wanted to take, and yeah, I guess I just can't wait to see where I am in another 10 years.
Oh my god, that was very cold.
So overall, it's not a very difficult track. It's one of the most picturesque and scenic routes that you can for a moderate path. As soon as you get to the summit, it gets really cold because the wind comes in, but just underneath the summit, just at the start of the track, there's some awesome spots, the spot where I just had lunch. So yeah, it's very well signposted. You're not going to get lost. It was awesome. All right, so just up ahead is the finish line, and then it's done. Thanks so much for watching this video today. It's been a pleasure just enjoying and soaking it all up. And if you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing. Like, this is the surface of all the things and the exciting things I want to do with my life and what I want to do with this channel. And I want to take you along with me. So consider subscribing. In 3 weeks, I climb Mount Ararat in Turkey, and I'll make a video all about that. So yeah, see you then.